I'm Alexia Sloan. I'm a student at Hillsgrove Sixth Form College and I'm studying music, philosophy, English literature and Latin.
I'm Philip Mills. I live in Birmingham. I've lived here since I was at university.
So I've been blind since I was 2 and I have no conscious visual memory, but I do have, I think, some form of subconscious visual memory because I have sound colour synesthesia and also because I echolocate.
I have an eye condition which affects the retina, retinitis pigmentosa, which means since 2012 I've been registered blind.
Have you ever done photography before?
I haven't, so this is my first time, which is exciting.
A little bit. I sort of had a slight interest in it before, but not really.
So, I must ask, how do you echolocate, Alexia?
So you click with your tongue. Well, as a human, you click with your tongue. So, you click around, and everything has its own particular echo. So, depending on kind of shape and solidity and density and stuff. So, for instance, a building is more solid than a tree because a tree has spaces in it, right? Between branches and stuff. So
that will have a more, I don't know, would that have a slightly louder echo?
It has if you like, it's darker. It's like, because there's more matter to click off, you get more echo back, basically, yeah.
Yes.
And then a tree, because there are spaces,
You get less echo.
You get a kind of thinner echo. It's translucent.
Okay.
So it's solid, but not entirely solid. So it's kind of, translucent. Oh, right, okay. Is that the building I can hear?
No.
That's the Senate House.
That's the Senate House. If you turn ever so slightly to your right, a tiny amount to the left, and you're facing GSM. And then angle it to the right by about 10 degrees, and that's a pretty good shot there. So if you fully press the shutter, you've taken that shot.
So, sorry, have I been shooting in or out of focus?
You've been shooting in focus recently.
Okay, could I shoot out of focus?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot out of focus now.
She is going to shoot out of focus. Hopefully. So, hang on a moment. So, there's a whole book actually called Why It Doesn't Always Have to Be in Focus.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
If you turn to the left a bit, and then if you turn to the left a tiny bit more, if you angle the camera a bit to the right more, a bit to the right more, and a bit more to the right. Okay, do you want it to be a particularly bright image, or do you want it to be more subdued in lighting?
Like subdued, if that's okay.
Okay, so if you rotate it ever so slightly this way, and then if you press the shutter button.
Totally, or?
Yes, totally.
It's strange, I really want to get into visual art, but I don't really know how to.
Up a bit, and sort of, oh, now, while you haven't got the tree there, you've actually got the rest of King's College, and that's quite nice because the spires are actually quite soft.
Okay.
And so if you angle it up just a tiny bit and just press the button now, you're not level, but that's actually quite good. So if yes, that's actually quite good. I like that. A bit more to the right, and a bit more to the right, and a bit more to the right, and then a bit more up, and a tiny bit more down, and press it. Now that's a good shot. Even this lens wasn't wide enough to get the whole of the chapel in, so the tops of the twin towers are just off the frame. However, it is a reasonably good shot with the foliage from the tree in the lower right corner.
Okay.
And King's College to the right of centre, looking out onto the street. tiny bit more and press the shutter, and you've got a very good shot there.
Is that okay?
Yes, yes. If you like, I could bring more of the detail in afterwards by... Yes, okay, that's
better?
good. That's good, yeah, that's right. So, it should be a decent shot. Do you want to try taking it landscape as well? Because I was just thinking you've got those lovely stairs going up. I'm not sure if you can see them.
I can see them here, but I can't.
If I zoom it in.
Yeah.
Sorry, we.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. That's good.
No. Hello.
Still, no, thank you.
Hello.
Sorry, she's working. Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Ah, that's nice.
It's quite bright today.
Steady, right? Wait. That's a real mixture of things in that photograph.
Yeah, it is actually. Okay. How they managed to light.
Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah. Ah.
Again, that's something I've never looked at.
Pardon?
I've never looked at it before like that. That's the reason for a lot of the works in central Birmingham. They had these horrible 60s buildings, which there were no vistas in the city. And when they finished it, you're going to have right across Centenary Square through to the council house. Now, why does that look interesting? I like that because of the.
Firstly, did you enjoy this?
I did. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, as I said, I've never done it before, and I think I may have mentioned to you previously that I'm really interested in visual art. And this is...
What was in your mind's eye when you were shooting, if there was?
So, you had given me really great descriptions of what was around. So I think that from that I was able to build up quite a clear image, hopefully.
Okay. What do you think about what I am planning to do with the images and footage?
So I think it's a really good idea. I think that there's no reason why people should think, oh well, what could she possibly be doing with the camera? And I like what you're trying to do with that. Obviously, there's kind of maybe a fine line between making statements and activism.
Do you feel at all that it is the art being exhibited or you being exhibited?
I mean, I think it's the art. I don't think you would. I'm sure you wouldn't exhibit me. So, and I mean, maybe in art, you're as an artist, you're kind of exhibiting yourself anyway. So, but I'm not sure that that's. I mean, that's far from your fault. That's just an element of what art is, I guess.
Right, so firstly, did you enjoy this?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah.
What was in your mind's eye when you were shooting?
I was looking. What was in my mind's eye? Do you mean?
I mean, what if perhaps you couldn't necessarily see the detail, but did you visualize anything in your head when you shot?
It was visually focused, yeah. It was visually focused. I still use what I can of my sight. So yeah.
Are you expecting the shots to be what you think they are, or are you prepared to be surprised by what you shot?
I think there'll be slightly different angles to what I think they are. I think I certainly to start off with, I probably wasn't aligning it the way that I thought I might have been.
How did you decide what to shoot?
I was looking for interesting contrasts and different shapes and surprising one thing overlaying another, perhaps.
What's your opinion about what I am planning to do with the images and footage? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about that?
I think it's an interesting approach. I think it's going to certainly, even by talking about what's been happening today, it's been interesting for me and something that I've not realised before, not noticed before.
Okay. Do you feel that what I'm planning to do is the art being exhibited, or do you feel it could be construed as you being exhibited?
That's interesting. I suppose I have to be part of it. If I suppose I'm part of the art, aren't I? If I'm taking the photograph and I'm part of the. And then I'm being photographed and filmed as well.
Then you took an image of the rest of King's College from that point of the gate, and it was quite out of focus. Was there anything going through your mind particularly? Did you have an idea of what you wanted to photograph?
So, I think I like the idea of shooting out of focus because it, to me, it kind of suggests a sense of something not quite being clear and being a bit ambiguous, and possibly with the kind of sociopolitical stuff I'm interested in. I think King's College often has these kind of stereotypes of being where all the rich white cisgender heterosexual men go, or whatever, because of, all-male choir and one of the older colleges and all this. So shooting out of focus kind of, to me, made it, or I was intending it to seem kind of distant and not inaccessible, but, a bit unclear.
This is where that was. I can't really make much of that out. So is that?
Yeah, that's the convention centre still.
Back from Broad Street. Is that in focus?
Yes.
Yes.
Very interesting.
That'd be the highest. The sort of thing where I'm looking at it now and it's too visually confusing for me to work out where it was. Figure out where it is. It doesn't make sense to me what I'm seeing.
I think
Oh no, hang on, now I can see something. I think this is one of
it's across from the high.
eventually I got these
And then
things here.
there's, you can see.
Where it is now. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause I know it should be there, but I can't see it in the photo.
Yeah. Just along there with the blue grass there.
Yeah, I can't see the detail.
Maybe if
I can actually see more.
maybe if I do that.
I can see a bit of that. Yeah. Oh, I can see the line of that now.
Yeah.
That's almost like an artwork, isn't it? It's so interesting that I've come, I could just walk through here and see this all the time, but I've never looked at those sorts of. This struck me almost like an organ, with the big window
Yes.
with the blinds in it.
I see that. I definitely see that.
What outcome would you like to see from this exhibition?
I mean, ultimately, I'd just like people to realise that, well, the only difference between a sighted person and a non-sighted person is that one can see and the other can't. Obviously, that's not necessarily something which, I'm expecting everyone to know from this one exhibition, but it's definitely a stepping stone, I think.